Hi! I think we start out every video like that, with the both of us saying hi at the same time.
Probably.
Today was a pretty blah day. We really didn't do much. And we don't have our normal co-host today because he has to work early in the morning, so he's sleeping. What did we do today?
I played a lot of Dragon Age Origins.
And he finished the last while he was at work, and he got mad at me for it. Don't lie. You got really upset about it.
Doesn't mean you have to tell everyone, sweetheart.
I'm a mean person.
She is. She hates me. She keeps hitting me with my own body parts, like...
I keep hitting him with his hand in, like, the face, or I accidentally hit him in the testicles with his own hand the other day.
I was sick, and I fell asleep, and she punched me with my own hand.
Yeah, and most people can't believe that even sick he let that happen, but...
I fell asleep!
Anyway, enough about that. One thing that we did talk about today, or we're planning today a little bit, was cosplays that we want to do in the future. I'm up to, like, 3 now that I want to do for the next con that we go to. Robert has Sweeney Todd, and he's thinking about doing Lord Tyrek from the finale of My Little Pony, possibly. I had suggested Discord because I want him to be a guy, Fluttershy. I want him to be Flutter Guy, because that's one of his favorite characters because of the damn song.
She's an evil and
dances, and she does evil dances. Look into her eyes, and she'll put you in trances. Yes, that's one of Robert's favorite parts of the entire series. Sorry, I'm taking off a knee brace because it's friggin' painful.
She hurt herself.
I did tear the, you've, like, in between my hands is my kneecap, and you have 2 clusters of tendons and stuff that hold your kneecap in place and allow it to move the way that it needs to move. I tore part of one of those tendons, I guess. It's a micro tear, so it's a really super itty-bitty tear that's not big enough to warrant surgery or anything like that, but it's enough to make it incredibly painful to walk. What this is it is a patella, which is another word for kneecap, stabilizing or immobilizing brace. It basically makes it so my kneecap rests in this little hole and stays where it needs to be. Well, today it was 80 degrees outside with the dew point at 70 degrees, so it was super freaking humid. It was like soup all day. So this is kind of miserable to wear when it's humid outside. But anyway, so we were talking cosplays. I would like Robert to be Flutter Guy, but he is hesitant to do that.
She wants to be Rarity.
I love Rarity. I really do. I love that, like, she and I are very similar in the fact that she thinks that she's doing good, and by taking on all these different responsibilities and doing all these different things, she's making everybody happy, even though it's either driving herself crazy or driving someone very close to her crazy. And she just needs people to tell her to reel it in a little bit, and that they're happy with her doing her best and not doing everything. I identify a lot with Rarity.
Also because she likes to make costumes.
Yes, I do like to sew a lot and everything like that, and that's one of the first things that drew me to Rarity. But also, the generosity, the fact that she represents the element of generosity to me is a huge thing, because I'm always that way. Whenever I'm in a position where I have more money than I need at the time, I'm very generous with my friends and with people around me. Whether it be helping them buy stuff or buying them lunch or something like that, I like to be as generous as I can with my friends. It just sucks that I've lately been in a position where that's not possible. But I want to do 2 different Rarities. One of them I don't want to talk about because I don't want someone to steal my idea, because I haven't seen it done. But I think it'd be kind of interesting to do this crossover. And the other one I kind of want to do is like a raver Rarity. Well, at Dice Show they do have a rave and stuff like that, and we went last year. We didn't stay for very long because we were both kind of tired from walking around the con all day. But this year I'm hoping, and the costumes that we had originally wanted to do for the rave didn't get finished because we decided we want to do them like less than a month before. And we're not good at rushing. And we both were working about 40 hours a week and then had other responsibilities as well. So it was just really hard for us to try and make costumes around that. And I did have help with a big part of my costume, but it's just getting the actual costume pieces done. My prop was made by a friend of mine, a couple of friends of mine. They made me. We wanted to do Raver Harley Quinn and Raver Deadpool because those are two of our favorite comic book characters. And my friends, yes, I always wear my Harley Quinn bracelet if people haven't noticed.
So much so that the Harley Quinn.
Yeah, it used to say Harley Quinn on this white part that blends into my skin because I'm so friggin' pale, but it used to say Harley Quinn right there. But I wear it pretty much
all the time.
The only time I take it off is a shower. I sleep in it. I do everything in it. The only time I take it off is if we're going to a special event where it's not appropriate, or if I'm taking a shower. So I've worn the Harley Quinn off of it, but the Harley Quinn symbols are still there. But I was going to be Raver Harley Quinn, and he was going to be kind of Raver, kind of just badass, bad arse, sorry. Deadpool, because that's one of his favorite comic book characters, but it just didn't come together in time. There was just too much stuff to do, and not enough time to do it.
Mostly just the Deadpool.
Well, my Harley Quinn was kind of thrown together. It was basically a corset that I already had, a tutu that I bought the month before for my Harley Quinn Halloween costume, a white shirt that I had already had, and doing face paint, and I had much, much longer hair, so I actually had my own pigtails, but my hair was red, not blonde. So it was kind of very thrown together and very last minute. I would have liked to have done a better job on it. But I don't. I think I'm going to retire Harley for a little while, just because with having to travel 3 hours to go to the con, we have to be very conscious about what kind of props and stuff like that we bring. And my Harley Quinn mallet is 2 5-gallon buckets bolted together with a...
He's taller than she is.
Yes. That was the concept art that I had looked at and that I had shown my friend that made the prop showed that Harley Quinn was a little bit shorter than her mallet. That was the art that I had found that I'd liked the mallet in. I just spit everywhere. That I'd liked the mallet in, so my friend made me a mallet that was a couple inches taller than I was. So it's 2 5-gallon buckets that are that big around, and it's almost as I almost hit Robert in the face. Showered. It's almost my arm span to bolted on a pole, and the thing does not come apart at all. We did not think about that. We just thought, hey, it fits in the back of the vehicle that we have. We have a big SUV. It's a not 8-passenger, well, 1 driver, 7-passenger SUV. We're like, oh, it fits in the back fine, we'll be fine, not thinking about the fact that with our group that went last year, we had
6, including the driver.
We had 6 total, including the driver, so we lost...
People were sitting with their luggage on their lap.
Yeah, we lost some of the... Because normally in the vehicle what we do is we fold down the back row of seats, and that's what we use to truck stuff back and forth, like groceries, whatever. We didn't think about the fact that one of those seats had to be folded out because of the 6th person and everything like that. So we lost, it may not have been much, but it was still enough to make a significant difference when there was people who felt the need to bring TVs and stuff like that to a hotel. It was a lot of stuff that... It was a lot of stuff for 6 people. It was 2 of us, at least 2 to 3 of us were cosplaying and had larger props, and then the rest of us just having our stuff in general. It was just a lot of stuff, and so I've now tried to think about that more and condense stuff, and I'm doing costumes that really don't need props that I can't hold in my hands or easily pack in a suitcase. If I am doing any props in the future, I'm probably going to think more about how to make them collapsible and to make them fold down and everything like that. The only thing that I really see having an issue with is possibly the wings for rarity, but the set of wings that I'm looking at, just because I'm not good at making wings, I've tried, it's bad, So I was looking at actually the Yaya Han wings that she has. Hers are pretty much go-to for a lot of people for My Little Pony cosplays. Um, the wings that she have look like they're super easy to make travelable. But I wouldn't need wings for Rarity. What am I thinking of? Oh, I'm thinking about the Fluttershy wings. I need the unicorn horn in the ears.
My
Uh,
name is Robert.
Hey, my name is Robert. That's a fun inside joke. Um, Basically, Robert learned sign language in high school, and in sign language, typically a person that is deaf is the one that gives you your signed name because signing out someone's whole name takes a really long time.
So I was
So
sitting in study hall, and there was one of the deaf students in study hall, and a whole bunch of people were asking him for a sign name. I figured, sure, why not? I'll ask him too. I think by that point he was getting irritated because this is the sign for stupid. This is an R for Robert.
Hi, my name is Robert. And basically, whenever one of us in our friend group do something stupid, we all go, "Hi, my name is Robert."
I'm so loved.
He is. But other than Sweetie Todd, what do you want to do?
Tarek, right?
Tyrek.
Whatever.
It's Tirek. Tyrek.
I even have kind of an idea, like get another laundry basket, one of those extending ones for the like centaur portion.
Oh, you actually want to do full on centaur, not like humanized version?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not really horns. A centaur. He's kind of like he's like a minotaur centaur. It's weird.
It's a minotaur.
He's got like he's got a horse body, and then he's got like a minotaur's. He's got the horse like from here down is horse, and it's got like the horse butt and everything, and then from here up it's a minotaur. A minotaur's body. Like he's got the bull head, and he's got the big huge horns. Oh my gosh, doing those horns are gonna be a pain in the butt. You know that, right?
Depends on how we do them.
Well, I guess we could probably run them, like mold them in clay, do a mold, and then do them in some, like an alginate or something. Or not an alginate, like do them in like foam rubber.
Yeah, I was thinking foam rubber.
Sorry, we're hashing this out on camera just because it's just random stuff that we end up... We think about stuff as we talk. We're both very bad about this.
We have no set ideas when we go into this, except for, hey, we're setting up to do a show. What do you think we should talk about?
Yeah, it's basically right before I hit the go live button, because we do these as live shows, even though we typically don't have any viewers. We do them as live shows just because it's easier for the way that we do these when we have the co-hosts and everything like that. Doing the live streaming is just a lot easier. So it's typically like a couple seconds before I hit go live. We're like, hey, what should we talk about? And today it was, let's talk about the cosplays that we want to do.
We did talk about them a little bit last time, but we're going into a little bit more detail this time.
Yeah, like, Mrs. Lovett is great and everything like that. It's just with how much sewing I'd have to do for her, I'm kind of leaning towards trying to do something different. Sweeney Todd, to me, would be a lot easier. It's just styling the wig that you would have to wear that, to me, would be the challenge.
And a lot of bedraggled period clothing.
Well, to do the bedraggled, one thing that working at a haunted house, one thing that we used to do is seriously just put on the clothes and go roll around in some dirt. One of my favorite stories, my favorite things ever from working at a haunted house is I came to the haunted house one day, and I go to the front of the house just to see what's going on because a bunch of people were out front, and I see this white blob rolling in the field that's in front of our haunted house, and I'm just like, what's going on? A friend of mine had bought a wedding dress from a secondhand store or a thrift store, and wanted it to look like it had been lived in and that she had died in it and stuff like that. So she seriously went out and rolled in a field to make it dirty and to make it look ripped and stuff like that. There are different ways to distress clothing, and it's a process, but it's not a difficult, well, it's a difficult process to a point, depending on what you're doing. But basically, just to make the clothes look lived in, it's just a whole lot of wearing them, rolling around on the ground, rolling around on the floor, just fraying edges, and everything like that.
Impossible painting.
Impossible painting or staining or something like that. Mrs. Lovett would be the same thing. I'm just concerned about whether or not I would want to make her corset, because I want to be as true to I'm one of those people that I want to be very, very true to it, unless I'm doing an original take on a character, like some of the stuff that I want to do with Rarity. I don't want to do an original take on Mrs. Lovett. I'd rather do a true to the movie. And to do a true to the movie, I'd have to try and either recreate her corset or search the internet for hours to try and find one that's very, very similar. That and doing her dresses, doing her skirts, basically all of her petticoats and all of her layers and everything like that. The con is in November, so to me layers wouldn't be so bad. It's just walking around at the con, and possibly if that's the one that we take to contest, that would be a little bit more irritating. Excuse me. I've had hiccups and stuff all day. But no, I really like my idea for the crossover for Rarity. It would be.
You don't want to spill the secret.
I don't want to spill the secret, but I think it'd be really, really
so
cool.
Stop
cosplay.
Teasing them. Stop teasing them.
I think it'd be easier. It'd be interesting to do a Fluttershy version of it too. I'm just saying, because.
Okay, I think that's enough for tonight. Before someone blows up.
I'm so excited for it. I want to make it and have it be a thing before I tell people about it. Because if I tell people about this idea and I don't come through, I feel really bad. Or if I tell people and someone takes the idea, I would feel even worse. So we're going to say bye for the night. And we'll hopefully...
So she can talk about it as much as she wants without revealing anything.
So I can start writing details down on the board, because we have this lovely whiteboard on the wall that's got all of our different project ideas and stuff like that. So I'm going to go write some ideas down on the board and get some sketches out and stuff like that. So we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye!